Hello, you purveyors of perverse peanuts. This is the first, and possibly the last, I don't know, we'll see, of a collection of behind-the-scenes videos on Doom mapping whilst I work on this new project, which I'm calling Deep Breath. I'm finalising stuff for Relic at the moment, but as always, my eye has been turned to something new, something fresh, something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, which is a bit of a love letter to my favourite game, BioShock. Sorry, Doom, I absolutely adore you, darling, but BioShock is my fave. Everything about it. Just adore it. So this is going to be a collection of easy to moderate underwater maps, really. Nothing too nasty, nothing like the previous two collections I've done. It's going to be more focused on a bit of visual storytelling, sense of place, aesthetics, and trying some new mechanics and stuff, such as these red lights here. This first video I'm just going to be having a look at to see how it actually looks on film. This new mechanic. So red, of course, means stop. Can't go. Oh, that needs an upper texture up there. Naughty. Slap on the wrist. Oh! So basically, in this situation, it means security lockdown. So we need to hop into the security station here. I think this will get jazzed up. Yeah, eventually jazzed up a bit more. Hey, nice. And all the red becomes green. And the way is clear. Cool. So yeah, this outside area is of course greatly inspired and influenced by Tetanus, especially AD79's map for that one. So this isn't like a sector color or anything. These are literally just textures I grabbed and did a colorization of in GIMP. Same with these Doom Guy textures, both of them. And yeah, it's as easy as that. One thing though, these windows don't block everything, they just block you, so you can still shoot outside. But don't do that. You'll destroy the illusion. Don't do that. Oh, sorry, I woke these guys up. Sorry, chaps. My bad. Yeah, these bubbles here from Strife, which is cool. Always like some of the weird and wacky stuff you get from Strife, so I guess that kind of represents like an CO2 outlet or whatever, pumping out the disused oxygen from the station while new stuff is made. And these delicious, crunchy, crispy brown textures are from a Quake pack. Need the blue key for that. Which I think pairs really nicely with these deep blues. So that's going to be the general aesthetic I'm going for. Using the blues as a sort of highlight, like having a feature wall, amongst these very industrial, utilitarian type of settings. I really want to create the impression that we are under the water, so there won't be any use of sky. That's just going to be pitch black, which I think is quite fun in its restrictiveness. We've got these cool little silhouettes of a seaweed here, bit of a kelp. That is just so it's a blacking out of the top of a fire brazier from Hexen, with the actual brazier removed, which was like a stone dude holding onto it. I think it kind of works. It's rippling, just to give a sense of movement to an otherwise static space. Ouch! And these zombie men here are actually really quite nasty. They always manage to get a hit in. So a bit of a lift going on here. This directional hazard thing, strip, is from an Alien vs Predator pack, which has got some pretty cool stuff in it, so I'll probably nab some more things from that. I think it visually glues together, it's cohesive, even though it's different from the other stuff. Fingers crossed. And, oh no! So yeah, it's a moderate bit of combat. I'm going to do away with difficulties dictating monster amount and placement. Instead, I think the encounters are all going to be the same, and difficulty is going to dictate ammo, health, and weapon placement. So the easier it is, the earlier you get certain weapons, and of course amounts of ammo. And the harder it is, the longer you have to wait. I'm going to make as much use as I can of the OG line death actions, such as this is number 1 on this door here, which means any monsters that bump into it essentially open the door. So I'll try and keep things as basic as I can without using too much boom trickery, really. A little bit here and there. Oh yes, that also needs an upper scudge on it. Of course it does. Okay, Okay, that was spicy. Forgot that was going to happen. Pinch these doors. I don't want to do key color strips on the bordering of the doors. I just want the doors themselves to be the color of the keys. So I'll get a bit of a blue bottom for that one, I think, on the top half. Make the whole thing blue. That's just from Otex. And, ooh, an irradiated skeleton. So that's, wow. That's going to be a sort of thing. We're going to use these poor skeletons. Jeez. As I might use them, because they're a candle replacement, so that they've got full bright going on there. I might use them to indicate secrets. So I just plopped in there so I could see what it looked like in the black surrounding. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I might do that. Could be fun. And of course, where do we go? Aha! So yeah, green dictates progression, just like in Doom Eternal, I reckon, or at least to a certain similar degree. And red will mean stop! Or you have to wait. So you might get chucked into a pit of baddies or something, the floor might give away, and it's dotted around in the darkness with like red stripped lighting. That means that the area you can't get out of just yet, you have to fight the baddies, and then potentially there'll be a switch which will turn them green and you'll be free. So it's like, which direction do we go? That way or that way? I guess we have to go towards the green eventually to a bit of a supply area. So this first map is quote-unquote entryway into the facility and some storage, stuff like that. Nothing too outrageous. I want to keep the first one simple. Just use it as an opportunity to highlight the view of the sea outside. Areas like this, I think, will get like a bit of a side window with a bit more view of the ocean trench. And I also want to try at having more berserk combat specifics. So yeah, you might be stuck in a situation where you really have to punch some dudes out, but not in a nasty way, but just as something a bit different, I suppose. So red key up there, which will take us to the red key door here. That just comes down, just like I used in Grime Map 4. Bloop. And yeah, I think that will lead towards the exit, maybe one more confrontation. But yeah, I'm really quite excited and juiced up at the idea of this visual and the potential for stuff to do. So there's going to be a security station type of level. Either that things are going to connect, maybe like a big donut for the complex, or they'll be tiered one on top of each other, kind of like the ship in System Shock 2. I don't know, doesn't really matter, I suppose. I guess if it's tiered, there'll just be a lift at the end of each level maybe, or stairs. It's cool, something, a hole in the ground, who knows. And if it's a donut, it's just going to be a door to the next area, which then just gets locked off with a bulkhead or something. But yeah, I really want to do some sort of outside bit, just like AD79 did in his Tetanus map. But I don't want it to seem like a steal of that concept, but it's such a good concept. I'll try and think of something similar, maybe. I don't know. If you haven't played that level, by the way, hunt down Tetanus and give it a play. That one especially, they're all awesome, of course, but that one especially is an ingenious use of all these restrictions from the vanilla stuff. But so clever, so clever. And yeah, so security station, there's going to be a hydroponics facility, like your sort of life center where the oxygen comes from, where the food comes from, I suppose. Of course, there'll be the central lab, which is the purpose of this facility. Teleportation. They just can't help themselves, can they? Or something of that sort. Maybe just some sort of demonic gate, who knows? And I really want to toy around with a map, whether it might be the last one, a bit of a real challenge. The combat will not be the challenge, I reckon, at least at this point, but instead there's going to be a restriction, or at least the imposed sort of, the idea of the restriction of oxygen starvation. So you need to go through an area, possibly one area that locks one after the other like bulkheads, I suppose, and if you don't do it quick enough, potentially, I guess a voodoo doll gets crushed and you essentially asphyxiate to death. So I've got to try and get creative with that, so it's not nasty, so it's creative. There will be, I guess, combat in between to make it even more sort of a bit stressful or whatever. But that's an idea for a level that I just wanted to get down recorded, because I will forget otherwise and be like, oh, map ideas. So if I need, I can always revisit this video and be like, oh yeah, that thing. So that'll be good. So yeah, try and get nice and creative. And we'll see how we go. So watch this space. Don't know how many videos of this I will make. I guess maybe when I come across a new idea that I think is particularly noteworthy or fun to share with people, or if I'm after some feedback or whatever, I'll plop it up. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.
Eduardo and Friends.